Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today I am back with more news, or updates on, or confirmation of, or however you want to phrase it. We've got ourselves Mega Dreams EX. Yeah, that's right. It's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming. And I don't really see much of a counter argument here about it not coming. Like, we saw the trademark for Mega Dreams, which was filed a little while ago at this point. It was near the end of June, so you're talking about like 6 weeks or something like that since it actually came around. Well, now we've got proper confirmation, including, but not limited to, the fact that it's been listed on PlayAsia. Now, PlayAsia isn't some kind of bastion of official announcements or anything like that, but what it is a website which sells Japanese cards, which doesn't list things until they're essentially confirmed and all of that. It is honestly pretty often at this stage that the first retailer that we can find listing these is PlayAsia. That's actually pretty standard at this stage, so I'm always checking PlayAsia to make sure that we're getting this when it goes up. And shout out to lovely Primal Lugia for helping out as always and just being generally awesome. And it's coming. Mega Dream EX, 10 packs in a box. Hang on a second. That sounds like our regular high-class pack. And this is going to be our regular high-class pack. This is going to be our end-of-the-year pack. And we even have a release date of the 28th of November. Now, when we say high-class pack, what we're talking about here is the end-of-year special set that comes out over in Japan. So the end-of-year special set last year was Terastal Festival, that fancy set that brought in all of the EVs. Yeah, that was a pretty big one, wasn't it? Had a bunch of special illustration rares in addition to it, of course, but it was the one that brought in all of the EVs. That was your 2024 special pack. Your 2023 special pack was Shiny Treasures EX, the one that brought in a bunch of shiny Pokemon, etc. And, I mean, we could keep going back, but you kind of get the point here. At the end of every year, Japan gets a special high-class pack, and that's what we've got. And the reason we knew that it was going to be a high-class pack initially was that it had Mega Dream EX in the title, i.e. Mega EX. In the same way that your 2023 pack Shiny Treasures EX had EX in the title because it's celebrating EX Pokemon, as an example. Or the fact that a few years ago it was VMAX Climax that was the end-of-year special set in Japan, but it had VMAX in the title and it was a set that was celebrating VMAXs. The general rule is, if we get a set name which seems to be celebrating a particular mechanic or type of Pokemon, EX, VMAX, Mega EX, etc., it's almost certainly going to be the end-of-year high-class pack. Now, the listings that we have here are listing it as high-class pack Mega Dream EX, and again, generally speaking, PlayAsia is very good at this and doesn't list things until they've got kind of confirmation on their end. So what that means is it is a high-class pack, and even though we said it was, when I told you this the other day, I said it was going to be a high-class pack, it's still nice to have the confirmation. The fact that it had Mega and EX in the title was really what gave it away, but it's nice now to have this confirmation and the listing on PlayAsia. So we have a release date of the 28th of November, which is nice, but end of November, beginning of December, it's a high-class pack. It was always going to be end of November, beginning of December. That's the way things go. As a side note here, I do tell you guys quite often that in the West, UK, US, Europe, etc., you really need to try and release things like TCG sets mid-November or earlier so you can grab the Christmas shopping. That is not a case in Japan. They will happily release TCG sets on Christmas Eve. It's happened before, so don't worry about that. The date doesn't really matter. So what have we got in terms of information here? Well, we've not got a huge amount, but Mega Dragonite EX is apparently appearing. And the thing is, we don't know exactly what this means. Now, obviously, we know that it means Mega Dragonite EX is coming. That should be pretty obvious. But beyond that, I mean, look, let's say for argument's sake it's going to have Mega Lucario and Mega Gardevoir in. It's going to have fancy versions of those cards. Well, yeah. I think that's a pretty safe bet, honestly. It's going to have fancy versions of the Mega Pokemon. As a side note, probably not shiny, because like with Shiny Treasures EX, generally speaking, where we have shiny versions of cards coming, it has shiny in the title. But, of course, you know, we saw things like VMAX Climax and Terrestrial Festival. They had fancy versions of cards, but they weren't shiny. If they got shiny, they generally got shiny in the title of the set. Otherwise, they tend not to be shiny. But we're going to have new versions of stuff like Lucario and Gardevoir and all of that. Now, we're also going to have, apparently, Mega Dragonite EX, which is cool. We like Mega Dragonite EX. This is the new one that was revealed during the Pokemon Presents. Everyone is very happy about Mega Dragonite EX coming around. People are fans of Mega Dragonite EX. And remember, I told you, you know, Mega Evolution being the first set, well, it's coming out before Legend ZA. We were never, ever going to get a new Mega Evolution in Mega Evolution. It was never going to happen. Comes out in the game first, and then we get it in the TCG. But by the time we get to November, at least in Japan, we'll have ours, you know, early next year. But by the time we get to November in Japan, Legend ZA is going to be out. And we've already seen one new Mega Evolution in the case of Dragonite. I'm going to go out on a crazy limb here and suggest that maybe there could be more. And what that means is that there's a lot more to use in the TCG. So yeah, we got Mega Dragonite coming now, but there's probably going to be more coming. The question then becomes, do we get these for the first time in the TCG, or are they going to be reprints? Because remember, you know, back in Terrestrial Festival last year's set, no, there weren't that many new cards in there, but there were some, like the Evolutions, Flareon, good playable card, brand new. Umbreon, kind of decent playable card, brand new. Badoo, very, very good card, brand new. So no, there's not going to be a huge amount of cards, but there are going to be some new cards coming along. And what that means is that we could not be getting a reprint of Mega Dragonite. We could actually be getting the first print we've ever had of Mega Dragonite. And there's a very good chance that other new Mega EXs from Legend ZA are going to be included as well. I don't know. This is pure speculation on my part. And let's be clear, like whenever we do something like this, there's always a hefty dose of speculation. We have been told that it's coming out on the 28th of November. We've seen the trademark. We've got the set name. All of that seems to be legit. Very believable. And then everything like, you know, Mega Dragonite, well, that's actually a pretty easy prediction to make. Seems likely, but again, it is nothing more at this stage than a rumor. And others coming along, yeah, maybe. Absolutely, maybe they could be coming along. But we don't actually know, unfortunately. So yeah, that is the best we can tell you for the time being. Regardless, it's a new high-class pack. It's going to be incredibly exciting. People are going to love it and go crazy for it. Trying to pre-order it is going to be an absolute pain. And I am reminded that last year with Terrestrial Festival, that was kind of the last time it was easy to pre-order over on the Japanese Pokemon Center. It was just a case of they put it up for pre-order. You could order up to 5 boxes and you could do so until about a week before release. It was wonderful. Since then, things have been, shall we say, significantly more challenging. I still don't have a box of Mega Brave or Mega Symphonia, and this is making me a little bit sad, but I'm going to keep trying, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to happen. For now, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know what you think about a Mega EX themed high-class pack, and I want to know what you're looking forward to, what your predictions are, and anything else you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Get us! Be nice! And please do remember that with the new YouTube algorithm, likes and comments are a lot more important than they were before, so please drop them in the comment section. I would be delighted. And we need to finish, as we always do, with a shout out to one of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/PTCG Radio. So shout out to the lovely Nick Gleason, who's been a supporter of ours for a little while now and seems to be absolutely lovely. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.